you got a tape for this?
Oh yeah.
How do I get a copy of the tape?
We'll send you one.
It's done now, and Kevin will. If Kevin gives me your address, I'll send you one of them. But again, that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Kevin, you've seen it.
Yeah, so I've seen the thing.
You've seen it?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen George Bush kill anybody.
Okay, well, but I have 100 news articles admitting they go in there.
But what did you see? What did you see?
There's like a big camp in North California where all these guys go and do these rituals, like world leaders go to do these rituals.
And I'm the first. Yeah, we snuck in and got it. But I mean, it just sounds crazy.
They have no security?
No, I snuck back to Secret Service and everybody.
How the fuck did you do that?
Well, it's.
Didn't you? They went across with the water.
Well, we were going to do it that way. There's like mountains, and it's in this gorge, but it's in the middle of nowhere. And we just snuck in, and then we're kind of dressed, in khakis, real calm. Once we got there are 2 checkpoints. Then there's the big parking area where the gorge starts. So we snuck around in the mountains into the parking area, and then just acted normal. Got on board, drove in. We got questioned a few times, but we were real calm. Plus, we had intel from inside on different names of camps and stuff. The camps are like big log cabin mansions built to the side of the cliff.
Right.
And then they have like this lake. At the front of it, there's this big stone owl they brought from like Babylon. And they all get these
Babylon.
robes. Yeah.
Like original Babylon?
Look, I know this all sounds like bullshit. But it's true.
Bro, I'm open. I empty myself. I listen.
No, but we'll send it to you. I mean, you have to see it
I
to
would
believe
love
it.
to see it. So what happens?
So they go through this whole ritual and talk about, all this. I mean, it's not like Anton LaVey in a red costume or something with fake plastic horns. This is like all the regalia. It's serious, and it's left over from a time before Christians were around when this stuff wasn't basically illegal. I mean, and then they just.
Who was there? George W.
They all go. There's 2,000 elitists from all over the world, heads of Hollywood, media, banking mainly, and Republicans. Arnold Schwarzenegger goes there. And so I'm sitting there catching this on video, but 1,500 plus people just watch it. Because you call it a lake. They call it a lake, but just a pond in the middle of the gorge. And it's
Bruce Willis there?
I don't know about that. See, all we have confirming who goes there is the media saying, oh, there's these. In fact, on my website, we have dozens of mainstream articles where they admit that they go there, but they say, oh, there's rumors of weird rituals. This is ridiculous, they say, the media.
Right, of course.
And then the British media hired me to go in there because they were afraid to. And so we snuck through and got the footage, and then they have rights and I have joint rights.
Now, what does the footage show, and how close up is it?
We're about 175 yards away, and it.
You zooming on it?
No, because it's hidden in a little camera right here.
All right.
But at the same time, I mean, here's the screen, here's the ritual going on about that big with about.
You saw George, and you saw George W.
We know that George Bush goes there.
Right.
They announced on CNN a few days later that George Bush has chosen Dick Cheney as his VP running mate from Bohemian Grove. So they admit they go there. I'm hiding out in the woods with a camera once I get through, once I get in. So I'm not like walking up going, who are you?
So
plus they're wearing hoods.
Who do you see? Oh, so you don't see anybody's face.
It's like Eyes Wide Shut. They're wearing the hoods. See, that's why Hollywood puts these movies out, because they're all really involved in it. And believe me, I never covered this type of crap. The British hired me to do it. And it may air on A&E next year, but they say to get it aired, they're going to have to water it down and say, oh, it's just frat fun. So they're going to show it and say it's just frat fun.
Now, there's a body that's burned?
Yes, they bring a bound body up. A guy in a black hood brings it up on a boat.
The person's dead already?
You don't know if it's real. They claim it's an effigy, a sacrifice in effigy. They tell you that. And then they take the body up there and they burn it, and they have screams of pain come out of these loudspeakers, and then everybody claps and this weird chanting, and then it's over.
You have all this on tape?
All of it on tape.
Pain, everything?
It's revolutionary, yep.
Now, is there any way to prove? I mean, I'm not saying that you
we can prove they go there. I mean, everybody knows they go there.
No, what I'm saying is that the tape, can you prove that it hasn't been edited? I mean, people are going to look at that and hear screams of pain, and they're going to think, well, he added that shit later.
We have the original footage. I mean, and plus we had World of Wonder with us. So, yeah.
And World of Wonder is what?
It's like there's only 4 channels in it. Yeah,
right, sure, 4 channels.
And so they claim that's the one that's independent. The other 3 are BBC, but it's basically BBC, but it's World of Wonder.
Now, how close do you get it up on these people? I mean, who do you see anyone's face, or is it just everyone's totally hooded, or what?
Well, I was
Who did you personally eyewitness? Who did you see that you can identify?
I saw people that I've seen on the news and things, like the heads of corporations and stuff, and we caught on tape like posters of George Bush and people. You walk by camps, but I was staying away from the crowds. You get inside this big 2,700 acres, you try to stay away from it. And then the ritual starts. That's why we did that night, every July 15th. You can go there next year. It's an hour and a half north of San Francisco, right outside the small town of Monterey, in between Occidental.
Well, how can I go there?
If you want to stick to the mountains or sneak past the Secret Service, it'll be going on at 9 o'clock sharp on July 15th.
I think I got a date.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is they're so arrogant that they do this every year at the same time, but they're the Christian right, they're the good Christians, and they sit there and get away with all this. And you're right, there are your intro, I mean, they're all a bunch of fake presidents. But seriously, I was just telling you about it because it's shocking. We actually wanted to get you talking about your little intro there with the whole Kennedy thing and how it's all basically fake and how we have fake presidents. That's true.
Dude, listen to this. I was in I read that book by David Lifton. You ever read that book, Best Evidence? This is the first time I had a friend of mine who was, it was one day we were smoking dope, and it was in New York. I had been like doing comedy like a couple of years, and this friend of mine had this roommate who was like a musician. His roommate was a musician, and he was like a conspiracy theorist, and he had lived like in upstate New York, and apparently there was this other guy who was a musician who had Jackie Gleason's old home. And Jackie Gleason, apparently Nixon took Jackie Gleason to see like actual wreckage of a UFO that they have somewhere in like in Ohio, like Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Jackie Gleason, apparently, and this is true and this is documentable, was fascinated by UFOs and had this actual replica of this thing built in his backyard.
Yeah.
And this guy bought it. Whoever this musician was, I forget because I was stoned. But this guy gave me this book, Best Evidence, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I was working in Philadelphia. And like a lot of time you work on the road, like now I can bring like the people I work with, but back then I couldn't. So I'd be like, I didn't want to hang out with some fucking asshole comedian. So I'm sitting at home or sitting in the hotel room reading this book, and I pick up this Best Evidence and I start reading, and I'm freaking the fuck out.
Because it all makes sense because you've seen stuff.
Well, not only does it make sense, but it
Yeah.
makes sense because this guy's not a conspiracy theorist. This guy was
Documentation.
a clerk.
Yeah.
He was a clerk. He was an accountant. He was a guy who was going over the whole idea about the Warren Commission report was that it was so big and so huge that no one would ever possibly go through it.
And then you've got Arlen Specter with this magic bullet, and today
Right.
they still use him for every major huge whitewash.
Right. Well, and they didn't even come up with the magic bullet theory until that one guy who got hit by a ricochet, and they proved it that a bullet had hit the granite. I'm fucking fascinated by it, and that was at that moment. This is like 1994, maybe. At that moment, I became obsessed with like the Kennedy assassination, and I've read book after book after book about it. But that one book by David Lifton, Best Evidence, just freaked me out. I mean, the more I'm reading into it, the more it shows the contradictions. I mean, it's not like the guy making something up. It's in the Warren Commission report. It's everything. It's showing how the casket was empty. It's showing how how the autopsy was totally different from Dallas than it was in Bethesda.
And later his brain got stolen.
Yeah, and his brain disappeared after the Zapruder film was released, right? It's all after. Because the Zapruder film was released it was like almost 10 years afterwards, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is fucking nuts. Back and to the left. You watch that video and you go, what the fuck? I mean, anybody who watches it, and then it's almost like, you see a guy like the Oliver Stone film and you go, like, okay, some of it I'm buying into, but it's almost like he went over the line on purpose, like to discredit himself, like by adding people that didn't exist and using people as tools to like move the story along. Like, why would you, does it make sense why you would do, why, any sane man, why would I want to know your opinion, why would a sane man who's trying to do something and expose something, why would he open himself up to criticism by creating
I'll tell you why.
Please.
I was talking to the British media and they said, well, this is really hot footage and it's going to be on World of Wonder and we may be able to sell it to HBO, definitely Discovery Channel because they'd already done a bunch of specials that air here as well for BBC for the USA or World of Wonder for the USA. Some of those shows you'll see that at the end. But they said we're going to have to basically water this thing down and make it a joke that, well, yeah, world leaders really do dress up in these robes, but it's like frat fun.
Or
So
just as if they air it on A&E.
Yeah, and so they have to kind of, well, even in England now, they have to kind of throw in something to make it and kind of discredit it and make me look like a freak in it on top of it. But that's okay, Alex, because, it's going to be a big production, maybe a 2-hour special. So
why does Oliver Stone create some fictional character to help move the story along?
That's the same reason. When they have so much evidence, Hollywood won't let them sell it. It's okay to throw it in our face a little bit, but then they have to be able to pick holes in it in the media for certain people.
So
it's called desensitizing us. They want to condition us. They just simply say, we're not going to buy that. That's going to fail. We're not going to promote that. I mean, that's how the whole thing's controlled. But they want a little reality out there.
Okay, so they're
like you mentioned, The Running Man.
Right.
I mean, already they're doing crap like that. Not just violent shows, but like cops conditioning us. Again, that key word, acclimating us.
They actually are doing a fugitive show. It's a fake fugitive, though. It's a guy who his job is to get across the country. This is going to be another show on Fox, by the way. His show, his purpose rather, is to get across the country. His goal is to get like cross country without getting caught. And what they're planning on doing is having people call in phone lines. If you see this guy, they're going to make this guy like a fake fugitive. They're going to have people call up.
That's part of training everybody to be petty enforcers. Little tattletales like Nazi Germany, where 1 in 10 people was an informant.
But is it that, or is it simply entertainment? Because I know one of the guys who puts that on. I know a guy who actually.
And he's probably a good person, and it's a good concept, and people want to watch it. But also, it still serves the same purpose. And you ask, why would Oliver Stone put that in there? Why would he screw the film up on purpose?
Did he have to?
Why would he weaken it? Yes, from my personal experience, if you want something to be shown, you have to weaken what you're saying in the mainstream media.
So you think he did it on purpose? But if he did it on purpose,
they only want to give us small doses.
But why didn't he say it? Why didn't he come out and say, the reason why I put these fictional characters, the reason why I opened myself up to criticism by taking creative license with history is because I was forced to do that to release it. Other than,
I don't know Oliver Stone, and I can't say in this case that's what he's doing.
Has Oliver Stone ever seen any of your stuff?
Never sent him to him, no.
Why don't you send him some stuff and find out what happens?
Yeah.
I think anybody who sees any of your shit is going to freak out.
Well, I mean, Kevin made a best of it, some of the more funny stuff, but I've got a 2-hour special with military checkpoints in Texas, black helicopters attacking Kingsville, Texas, February 8th of last year, burning a police station. Anybody doubts me, call Kingsville, Texas, ask if black helicopters attacked them last year. No, burning police stations. I mean, I'm living in the Twilight Zone. I expect to hear that music anytime. See Rod Serling come walking out, the world turns black and white. Call Kingsville, Texas, February 8th. It's pretty close here on the Texas coast. Black helicopters come raging in, burning buildings, automatic weapons fire.
Why?
To condition the public, to shock us, to test the media, and to see if they had full control. Call the police chief and ask if black helicopters attacked. Call the mayor and ask.
Now,
what about San Antonio? They tried to hit San Antonio and their police chief threw them out. That was actually in the paper, but then they came back anyways. They didn't care. The police chief said no, but they were testing their media grid. It was only in the San Antonio Express News. Didn't make it out nationwide.
This is your opinion on Waco too. That they're conditioning.
We have the Texas Ranger report. We have General Parton, who was in Air Force Weapons Development.
Right.
They had a bunker in there that was really the church records vault, the original building that they built onto. It was concrete. Right. They were all hiding in there. There's a shape charge, blew them to pieces. The head of the FBI crime lab quit over it, Dr. Frederick Whitehurst. They've been threatening his life. The head of CIA Foreign Security, who runs Delta Force operators, these secret military teams, quit when they were bragging about killing the women, machine gunning them. Gene Cullen is in a congressional safe house right now under Senator Grassley's protection.
Yeah, but these are all
we've got evidence.
Doing this, but
we've got evidence coming out our ears.
Have you ever
stacks of it?
But you think that this is all someone is making people do all these things to condition them? Have you ever thought that possibly it's because these people are so fucking inept and bloodthirsty and psychotic? That's why they got into the military in the first place. That's why they got in the ATF in the first place.
They used those types.
They let those people run amok, and they fucked up that whole Waco compound, and they did it because they were inept, because they're psychotic.
Well,
and then people cover it up
April
because 19th. Above.
You're right.
But is it possible that it's not because people are being conditioned? It's just because people who are in those positions aren't sane people in the first place. A sane person doesn't want to be a military guy in the ATF. A sane person doesn't want to be in the FBI. You have to be a little fucked up to want to do that in the first place.
You have to want power. I mean, you were talking about tonight, little dick syndrome.
Right, but absolutely. But do you think that those people are capable of making this massive conspiracy, or is it possible they're just inept?
Well, I know this. If you start reading the establishment,
but have you ever thought of that? That instead of a giant conspiracy, they're inept, and that everybody else above them who's responsible for their actions is covering up.
Well, I agree because
I absolutely agree with you. Is covering up.
Well, it reflects on them. You're right.
It does.
But did you ever think that the establishment picks from the inept and brings them up to the top? because they'll keep their mouth shut because they're criminals. But listen,
And psychos.
if you want to read stuff, what you have to read is what the elite, the actual elite are saying. Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. Well, who are these people? Royalty's dead. Oh yeah, they own these Dutch roll shells all over the place. They own a third of the real estate in many countries. They own half of Africa. They're killing people by the millions every year. They got 700,000 Chinese troops under control right now in Sudan, killing all the Christians. That's going on. You don't hear about it on the news. We always hear about how the British royal family, they're dead, they're gone, they're this burnout group, make fun of them in the tabloids. They own half of Canada. So you read their publications like Foreign Affairs, put out by the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR. It's all world government. We're going to give it to you. We're going to take your car in the next 20 years. We're going to put you in compact cities. You're going to get on those trains. You're going to get on those buses. They're bragging. They're so arrogant, counting, we won't check that out. They brag about how they do this. But you're right. They use inept people, psychos at the bottom, because they're all compartmentalized. They do what they're told, and nobody really puts it all together.
Well, look, I believe a lot of this is possible, and I've read a lot of things about what the actual purpose of FEMA is. It's the idea
Federal
is they
Emergency
bring-
Management
right,
Agency.
but it's
I
not.
was given
it's
a-
a police state.
Yeah,
So
it is.
the idea is that if an emergency occurs, if something occurs, they will take bypass the
I was
government.
given tours of concentration camps with CNN and everybody else out in California. They practiced a mock takeover of Oakland last year. The Marines land by the tens of thousands, foreign German troops in black uniforms, and CNN and everybody else, ABC, they're just lined up with cameras. They're just lined up, and I'm going, my God, they're admitting that the Marines are trained to put Americans in camps. And the Marines are going, in case of terrorist attack, we're ready to round people up and deal with them. I'm sitting there videotaping the whole deal with Mike Hansen, my cameraman. I go home to the hotel that night, turn it on, I'm sitting there watching it. The Marines are training for earthquakes in foreign countries. That's the control. That's the control. Think about it. Look, man, I'll send you all the videos. I got stuff so hardcore. I got guys in black uniforms admitting they're getting ready to fight Americans.
Well, what you call the funny stuff that Kevin sent me freaked me out enough.
Oh, man. Well, am I bullshitting about black helicopters?
I don't think you're bullshitting, man.
Do I have video of black helicopters of burning police stations?
I think
Part of that's in my
everything you
video.
have to tell them it's an urban warfare training. I mean, you're just coming out of the blue and you have to tell them.
Well,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
but I know there's so much. That's another problem. See, you've already scratched the surface and now gone deeper. 99.9% people never ask that question. Once you find out about this crap, it's like, my God, man, they control everything. And they're bringing everybody into this, slowly conditioning us to where we can accept more and more, and then it's all over. And what it's really about is you brought cloning up. It won't be like the 6th Day where it's real simple.
movie?
Huh?
Like it's a shitty movie.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was all right, but I watched it last night. But
It's fucking terrible, man.
no, anyways, I like mindless action movies. But the point is, it's not like it's the 6th Day where they clone you and they.
You like mindless action movies, but you're a conspiracy theorist?
I like everything. But the point is,
You don't like
Whoa.
everything.
You like
You're not a
Sinbad?
conspiracy theorist.
no,
So you like Sinbad, I gotta go.
no, I don't like Sinbad.
Okay. You don't like everything then?
No, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I don't like.
Gallagher.
Huh?
Gallagher?
I never really watch it. What, the guy with the curly hair?
The guy who hits the fruit,
No, I don't know.
smashes fruit.
Man, to tell you the truth, I work so hard. No, but seriously, the point is,
Friends?
He's only 26.
no, but she likes Friends.
He's too young to know who Gallagher is.
How old
No,
are you?
I know 26.
You're 26.
I know I look
You
old.
believe that?
It's from working, man. I
thought you was like.
I didn't sleep
You're 26?
2 days this week. Yeah.
I'm 7 years older than you.
Well, you look younger
I
than me,
had the
man.
same reaction. I had the total same reaction.
No, but
She's my
seriously,
You've got an old soul.
Yeah, I'll show you.
She's my ID, got a
He
camera.
wants to see my national. Now this is an expired driver's license.
Well, I saw the whole thing, or you wouldn't show the thumbprint. Yeah, no, I got that, bro. Who's this motherfucker?
That's me, skinnier, man. I like burn out now.
Wow.
Oh, what?
Yeah. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, look, I don't just make this stuff up because I couldn't get away
why?
with
What's wrong?
it.
Is
I
it
mean,
too
I'm on
dumb?
about 100 radio stations, which is nothing. But at the same time, I can sit there for 3 hours a day and talk about this stuff and bring it out. And I name names.
I'm getting pretty good
everything.
here.
And it's.
I still freaking out that you're 26.
They let me go on the air.
Here, Alex, tell me about human
I'm just
cloning.
babbling.
Wait, go on. You brought
He
up
was
human.
asking a question about.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the cloning thing.
Talk about human cloning. 'Cause you brought up human cloning.
The race is, they're already cloning humans in England, and they admit it. But they don't let them grow up, see? You're sitting there reading a Sunday Times of London story. Because I scan the news wires for like 2 hours every morning, so does she. You know, sitting there, bam, 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 real news, they're looking at it, from all over the world. And they go, the first few stories, they have now cloned humans, They're at embryonic stages, and then boom, suddenly it's stem cell research. It's stem cell research. They grow up to 14 days. You know, we were all there once, this big. Then they kill them. They're about to pass a law in England where they can go ahead and grow up to full size. That doesn't even make the news here. They broke the speed of light in England and at MIT in this country 3 months ago. Times 300. Nope.
Wasn't that this though? Didn't they think that was a mistake?
What?
That was a mistake in the calculations. No, the idea was that they accelerate whatever particle it is, and it actually goes through before the light goes through.
Yeah.
So the idea is that they could send information to someone before the event actually happens.
Yeah, and then you see the story come out later because the scientists release it.
Right.
3 different areas, and then they suddenly say, oh, that wasn't true. Same thing with the cloning. Well, we're cloning humans, and then just what I said before, and they say, oh, that's not true.
I don't
It's
have
stem
enough
cell.
information
It's stem cell.
in the back of my
But see, I
head
haven't
to
even got
bring up right now, but
see, what I'm doing
from what I
is-
understand, it was a mistake in the
The
calculation.
calculation at 3 different major institutions. Italy.
Was it 3 different major institutions? I
Yes.
thought it was only one where they did the research.
No, it was 3 major ones.
See, I'm getting
That's what they. But see, right before you use that argument, I understand.
No, I'm not using. I'm not even. I'm not even.
But in my
arguing.
cloning story before, I said they come out and say it's not true.
Right.
Just like we cloned Dolly the sheep 3 years ago. We're just telling you about it.
Yeah,
now.
but isn't it possible that a scientist wanted to get notifications?
They do that all the time.
Wanted to get
Notoriety, yes, they do that.
acceptance
They do
for
that.
his, or funding for his.
My whole
ideas.
point is this.
So he releases, false information or information that might be shady about.
Look, I agree with you, but
experiment.
here's the key point. That's not even my point on that.
Right.
The point is there's massive scientific things happening. 50 years ago, break the speed of sound, massive news worldwide. Humans always mark our progress. That's part of what we do.
Right.
Now these huge things are happening. We hardly even talk about it.
There's a really interesting
Here's the
article that I
question.
read the other day about artificial intelligence, and about when people create artificial intelligence, the artificial intelligence will in turn create more potent artificial intelligence, and this will all happen within moments. Within moments of the original, once initial artificial intelligence is created and it's given its own
Geometric.
mind, right? It will increase logarithmically, like immediately, like within days, within hours, within minutes. I'm not even sure, but artificial intelligence will create more potent artificial intelligence, which will create better artificial intelligence, and within like weeks or months or whatever, it will so bypass any human thinking because it'll have the ability to create.
And we won't even be able to work on it.
But it's a really interesting article. You give me an email.
See, you're into all this stuff, and that's very unusual. But the point is, why isn't this the main debate on the news, on television?
This is
They'll
my
say-
question about
they'll-
all this: is what's the benefit from the people
Because
that are doing
they
this?
want all the advanced life extension technology. That's what I'm trying to get to. They have to dumb us down to the level of suboid idiots down here in our loincloths, so we're not
believe
concerned
that
with it.
most people are in fact suboid idiots, and it's not a matter of dumbing them down. It's
I
pretty
know.
easy. You give them welfare, you give them beer, and you give them sitcoms.
That's
and it's
right.
Easy.
That's right.
But I do think that there's got to be some
If
benefit
the
for the people that
Egyptians
are
would,
doing this.
if the Egyptians would kill hundreds of thousands of people, to, torturing them basically to build pyramids because some quack priest.
You really believe Egyptians built pyramids? The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones cut so perfect you can't get a razor blade between them.
I understand.
All made before the invention of steel. They had copper tools.
I understand that.
The middle stones are cut from a quarry 500 miles
See,
away.
you're only taking
you know
my-
if you cut and place
But
10
you're-
stones a
but you're
day, it
taking
would
my-
take you 664 years to make one
I
pyramid.
understand.
All points of it line east,
But-
west, north, south perfectly.
I understand.
Before they didn't even know the
know.
world was round. They
I
thought
know.
it was flat.
But see,
You
before-
really believe Egyptians built that?
But see, before-
Not only that, there's only 2 types of trees before the invention of the
black
wheel.
suits out front. They look really angry. They
Okay.
want to talk to you.
No, but seriously, before
Those
I
guys
can,
are my friends.
listen,
They're my
you know what
homies.
you're talking about, but before I can
But
finish your
seriously,
point,
you really believe that Egyptians built
I
that?
don't know. I'm trying to extrapolate a thought.
They didn't even have the invention of the wheel. They were wiping their ass with palm
But before
fronds.
I understand, before
You
I
really
even,
believe that, though? I can't go any further if you really believe that Egyptians built the pyramids. It's ridiculous.
well, the step pyramids could be built by anybody, but
The
the later
step
ones,
pyramid. How about Giza?
The later ones are pretty hard to build. Yeah, I don't.
How about impossible? How about we can't do it today? How about if they took all the United States'
I know.
stone quarries and tripled production? It would
I know,
take
I've
34
read all the
years
articles, but-
just to get the stones.
See, I wasn't-
34 years.
See, I wasn't talking
Copper
about. I
tools.
wasn't talking about the pyramids.
500 miles away. No wheel. 10,000 years ago, water damage.
This
on the
guy's a
Sphinx.
maniac. He's dangerous.
Seriously, man.
Call the government.
But you're taking this thing where you're saying that they enslaved these Egyptians. Here's the other problem with enslaving 100,000 Egyptians. There's only like 250,000 people living in Egypt back then. There was only 2 million people on the planet.
And most of them were slaves.
2 million people on the planet.
I understand. That's why I said a couple 100,000.
It didn't happen. Aliens, motherfucker! Little gray guys with big black eyes. You really believe Egyptians built those things?
No.
And all of a sudden we can't do it anymore. We've lost all that knowledge.
Okay, this is where I wanted to get with the discussion. This guy moved so quick before I even get to it. He's already
How's it
going off.
possible?
Well,
How could they have done it? You tell me. Those fucking stupid scientific experiments they do in like National Geographic. Oh, we have shown that if you raise the dirt, we can move a rock 500 miles. The stones from the center of the pyramid were cut from a quarry 500 miles away. That's absolutely provable. Not only is that, but it's also provable, and a lot of people have speculated that the stones or the hieroglyphics, all the things have come way after the fact. That the Egyptians actually found the pyramids and did stuff to them long after they were built, and then tried to duplicate by the step pyramids, the things that they can.
And what were they built
tried
for?
to duplicate.
Why the aliens
Who
build them?
knows? I don't know. What do I know? But I do know that there are paths inside the pyramids that point to constellations.
Yeah.
Right? And it aligns perfectly with the North Star and the summer solstice, all when they thought that the world was flat. You
So-
really think
and so are the
Egyptians,
aliens?
these dumb motherfuckers, that are fucking, they're wiping their ass with leaves, man. They didn't even have toilet paper or the wheel or anything else, but yet they decide to build this perfect geometric design, this perfect thing that can't even be duplicated today. In the year 2000, with all
who
electronics,
built the
computers.
Stonehenge?
I don't know about Stonehenge. I'm talking about the pyramids, man.
That was pretty technical too.
Yeah, well, maybe they built Stonehenge. I'll go with Stonehenge. I'm not going to go with the
Well,
pyramids.
I hear you on all that, and just on the whole pyramid thing, I was just semantically talking about that. It was,
Well, but it's not
but
semantics
actually-
because it's all, you're using it as an analogy
And
to
every little
describe
point has to
how today leaders are enslaving
so what's going to happen in the
people.
future?
I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I know what happened back then. Little dudes, spaceships, man. There's no way Egyptians, they were fucking retarded, man. They were fucking their kids. They all are inbred. Tutankhamun was like 18 years old. He was the prince. He was the king of all of Egypt, and he's 18 years old. You really think that's an advanced civilization? They're retarded.
Well, on the whole,
Makes no sense.
The whole point is, with the whole Egypt, where I was going,
Well, you were going where they're saying the leaders enslave the people.
well, not
But what's
just,
the point?
No.
Why would they want to enslave? This is my whole take on all this stuff.
But see,
I'm
that's
more
not
than
where I'm
willing
going
to
with it.
listen into all this FEMA stuff, the black helicopters. I listen to all of it.
But see, that's not
in
where
the
I'm
end,
going.
I always want to know why. What's the
I
benefit?
understand. Well,
Besides financial.
I'm gonna tell
What
you.
is? Okay,
I'm gonna tell you.
please.
Yep. Okay. Seriously, my whole point is just to use an analogy that people know what I'm talking about. Getting out of the pyramid debate, and I agree you couldn't build some of those pyramids. Even with technology we have today, they've tried the small ones and failed. Little ones, 50 feet tall. And I've seen all those studies. I think that's a separate issue. Where I was going with the pyramids is that people thought.
Don't fuck with me with pyramids, bro.
I remember.
Right. Yes, the pyramids. And the establishment all throughout history doesn't want to turn loose of it. And people are obsessed, religion, all of it is about escaping death somehow. Think about the technology we're coming into where actually now you'll be able to escape it for a long time. You won't be the same person anymore after I've been drinking beer, brain grafts and all the rest of this garbage. But you'll still be alive. You'll have a lot of the same memories. Okay?
Right.
10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, or probably even today.
Well, why would anybody want to live? Why would they want to see what's next?
But here's the point, because they're David Rockefeller. They're a piece of garbage. They'll have to even further dumb people down to the point where they don't even think about the systems around them so that the inbred garbage running the world right now can continue to live on. And believe me, when you read their reports, what they're talking about, the think tanks, that's where it's all going. So the haves and the have-nots, it won't just be not having the big house and the big car and the wife with the fake tits and all of this. It's going to be much bigger than that. You're going to literally have people being engineered down by a enslaving class the world's never seen. So basically, I'm simply talking about trying to counter
What's the benefit
that.
of it for those people? The people that are doing that. What is the
Because
benefit?
they won't be able to
Eternal
enjoy the
life?
technologies because we'll demand them. It's the ultimate class envy. It's a class envy people will fight for at levels never seen.
So you think that's what all this black helicopters, Waco, it's all about?
Oh no! I mean, they just want to keep squeezing people. The federal government's got now 40+% of the property. They want more. They're taking over. It's the same thing that was going on in Nazi Germany.
But why?
Because there's a massive consolidation going on in most countries. 1% of people are 1/10% of 1% almost run everything. Here, there's still a middle class. There's still a lot of
But don't you think it's really easy to do that? They don't have to.
No, it's not easy.
It's pretty easy.
How do they consolidate everything?
No one's moving against the government. No one's trying. No, I mean, look, you get a guy like Ralph Nader who can't even get 3% of the vote. He's the only guy who's vocal. No one who has any money. No one who has any real money is moving.
Well, let me ask you a question.
No one is trying. No one. The only way to make any kind of attack against the government is through the media, right? Correct.
And they
anyone who
run it.
has any money, people who have money are already controlling the media. They're already in a beneficial position. They're already happy. They're already
It's
wealthy.
more than that. It's
Who's doing it though, and why?
Well,
What's the benefit?
Their names are all right down with the CFR. They go through their names all day long, and they're
What's the CFR?
Council on Foreign Relations. That's who runs the country. And you go read like biographies put out by, say, Helmut Schmidt, the German chancellor before Helmut Kohl. Now it's Gerhard Schroeder, and he brags in there about Bohemian Grove. I was telling you about earlier. He brags about world government, how they're going to micromanage our lives. It's hundreds of pages long. It's called Men and Powers. And he brags about how he's in the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, and how much he loved the rituals at Bohemian Grove. Didn't tell you about them.
So you think that this is like
no,
an
it's not what I think.
out-of-control animal, that all these people are involved in this, and no one person has any one specific goal in mind. They're all part of a giant organization.
Well, they get to use the organization. They get to see their power expand.
That's why
It's generational. This is like super mob, but not the stupid mob they tell us about all day, just because that might have been some competition for them
If they're
at one
so
time.
organized, why would they want a guy like George W. to try to run the country?
Because they hand it on, they hand it on to their kids. Well, they are organized.
Yeah, but why not Jeb? At least he can fucking structure a sentence. Why George W?
Well,
subliminal.
Look, this election.
Nigeria is a very important continent. Why wouldn't they fucking shoot him in the back of the head after all this? Why wouldn't they stop him? Get him in a car accident. He's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
I understand how hard it is to put food on your family.
This is much bigger than George Bush or Jeb Bush or Albert Gore Jr.
I understand, but it's to have a representative
this
of
whole
who
election,
their puppet is for the leader of the free world.
I understand. This whole election is a fraud to get us into a constitutional convention. Voter News Services supposedly counts the votes. It's a media conglomerate consortium off of 34th Street in New York. And they project every year, like in '92, 6:30, Bill Clinton's the winner. Polls haven't even closed in the Central Time
How do
Zone.
they know this?
It's not how they know it. It's what they do.
Right.
I mean, you can go to their website, vnsusa.org. Now they're being sued for projecting early in Florida before the Panhandle that Central had closed, and that's the conservative part of the area. All of this. Why won't Bush talk about how they've caught state reps, Democrats, with voting machines? How they've got people on videotape punching holes out? Okay, people trying to screw each other.
People on videotape punching holes out.
It's in the Washington Post. It's everywhere. My website's got about 100 mainstream articles.
Washington Post?
Yeah.
They caught people punching holes out?
Yes. Yeah, and I've actually.
I read the Washington Post all the time online.
Yeah, yeah, we had the guys on the show.
Okay, and what they say?
Look, the point is, but see, every time I'm trying to tell you a story, you stop along the way. That's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, but no, I just
No,
want
but
to.
seriously,
I mean, that's an important point.
I understand. They have.
He's saying that someone punches holes.
Here's the point. We've got election
rules.
fraud coming out the ass
I believe
by the
that.
Democrats,
Well, all
and
you
we've
need
got
to
the
know-
Republicans doing stuff. And it's not about the Republicans and Democrats. That's a way to balkanize us. The scam is destabilize the country, get everybody pissed off, have this thing go on for months, and call for a constitutional convention.
Which would make for what?
They can rewrite the Bill of Rights, the Constitution.
Yeah, but all
everything in one
everybody
of those.
wants is the popular
No,
vote.
they're already. All they want, but to get that to amend
They'll never
that,
get the popular
they've
vote
got to
because
have
the smaller states will never
No,
allow
but the
for it.
con-con. They don't care if they get rid of the Electoral College in a con-con. They can rewrite other stuff in a con-con. That's
Like
what it's
what
about.
other stuff? So okay,
They can change
so this
anything
is
they
a
fucking
big,
wanna do.
This whole fucked up election is a big conspiracy. So
It's
that
not
they
even a
can rewrite the
conspiracy.
Constitution.
Why won't Bush come out and say, we've caught these people with ballot boxes in their hands? Think about that. Why won't he defend himself? Because he's a stooge. They're both actors playing a part on the same team. They meet. They're in the CFR. They're in the Bohemian Grove. They're in the Trilateral Commission. They write about it in their books and say, we run the whole planet. We're going to enslave you. We know best. We ship in the drugs.
All a conspiracy to rewrite the
It's
Constitution.
a program of slavery and total control. They get off on it.
Don't even talk about slavery, motherfucker. Hey,
The best slaves don't know they're slaves.
hey, what does this leave Don King?
Do what?
What does this leave Don King?
Don King's in control of everything.
God.
Only in America.
Yeah, Don King's just a guy they kind of like. He's even, well, just about as corrupt as they are.
Don King's involved in all this?
It's that simple.
No.
As long as
No, seriously,
Sinbad's not
guys.
involved.
Yeah, well, look, the point is,
That's the Antichrist.
this whole scam works this way. Some of them are in competition together. There are different power structures, but they all agree on keeping us stupid, not talking about the real issues, and having their little phony fights up there.
Okay. So
The Republican
there is
Democrats,
no such
the
thing.
Republican Democrats are two different management teams of the New World Order, bidding and fighting for control of the CEO job of Slavery Incorporated. That's basically
When
it.
is this all going to happen?
It's happening right now.
All right, when is it all
The
gonna
second
come to
fastest growing
fruition?
industry in this country is prison building. They're building prisons everywhere. Why? Hey, they want to be friends with us. We're already stupid.
Well,
Why do they want to put us in prison?
Well,
Why do they want to put everybody in
Because
prison?
the prisons that we have are overcrowded and they want to
No, you're buying their propaganda now.
Just asking a
There's
question.
giant empty prisons.
I am not buying anybody's propaganda. I'm
Hey,
just simply asking a question.
I could take you 100 miles from here and show you lines of gigantic prisons with nobody in them. They're building
Where are
prisons
these
all,
prisons at? Where?
all around Austin, Texas, all over the country, man. Huge supermax prisons.
All right, well, I'm going to go to Austin soon, so where are they in Austin? Like around Austin?
Well, let me see. They just shut down the big state when Wackenhut was raping all the women inside, but that's not the one. And it's up to jail where they just killed 23 people, but you never heard about that on the news. You'll hear about some guy getting beat up, but not the big, killing person after person. I could take it to just all those huge prisons. Texas is the capital of the world for prisons.
Right.
And capital of the world for killing people, too.
Right.
So,
Human
my point is human experimentation.
Wait, no, that's not true, because China kills more people every year than any other country combined.
But they kill them.
More people are executed in China than anywhere.
And
in the
they
entire
sell their
world
political
combined.
dissidence organs.
For like
We buy
4
their
or 5.
products every
It's true.
day, Americans, and how
Yes,
and why?
true.
Because they're
Listen,
blind.
look. That's the problem with this type of
blame 'em.
subject. I don't have all the answers on this stuff, but I have researched it all, and I have videotape of much of it. And I'll tell you this: Al Gore, George Bush, they're on the same team. They're working, but there's a real fight going on for who gets to be the front dummy, and that's it. Who can screw? Who can con people better?
So they
That's
are
it.
actually competing. You think that
They're competing just like we're working for the same corporation. We're two top guys. We're competing to get the top job for the shareholders. And the shareholders just sit back and let us take the heat.
So
That's
the
how it works.
competition you think is real? They are competing.
Real at a certain level. It's who can con, who can screw the public better.
But the vote's not real. So where's the competition?
The competition comes in basically who they fund, who they give campaign contributions to, who they let on the news.
Or who gives campaign contributions to them, you mean?
Yeah. Well, that's how the globalists control it. Look, you see a lot of these, say, chain fast food restaurants. You go look at the shareholders, and I've done shows on this. The same damn companies own, you think it's competition, 2 places across the street from each other. Well, maybe it's a competition because one shareholder owns a few extra shares of McDonald's and he does a Burger King. But it's all Grand Metropolitan. And who owns Grand Metropolitan? The British royal family. And what is Grand Metropolitan doing with its Pillsbury and all its other products?
All right,
well,
right here in
8
the
of
corner.
Rosie O'Donnell's 10 big sponsors are Grand Metropolitan. And it's the redcoats that want our guns, just like they did back in 1776.
All right, well, right here in the corner of West Gray, there's 2 Starbucks across the street from each other. I just want to know if they're trying to take over the world with coffee.
They just being funny.
Because they keep getting my fucking money
No,
every day.
that's just an example.
I go left, I give that guy my money, and then I go right, I get a grande latte on the right side.
Exactly. Well, no, that's what's happening here.
So I'm contributing to the New World Order?
My example is you're given phony choices. You think, oh, there's all these different selections. Look at all the different colors of this garbage I can pick from. But really,
That's not consumerism,
It's all
just
owned by-
Starbucks coffee?
no. I wasn't talking about Starbucks coffee.
All right.
I'm talking about
Rosie O'Donnell show?
I'm talking about how there are shareholders that own majorities in ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, all of them.
Right.
And it's the same damn people. And that's why now it becomes
So
more.
who's responsible for Dharma and Greg?
I don't know. See,
Shareholder has decided
I don't know the
to
names of all these
perpetrate
shows. I don't know the names of them. I don't watch
fraud
them.
amongst the American
I don't know the names of these shows 'cause I don't watch them. I don't watch much TV.
All right.
I mean, all I know is this. They are building concentration camps. They do dress up in black and red robes and dance around and burn people in a fiery pit. All I know
You
is
think that it's a person?
Oh my god.
You think that it's a person? What do you say? It's on video, but
I mean, it sounds so absurd.
no, it does. But look, I'm
sounds
open for it. But
I went there. I
it's
was
wrapped
there.
up. It's an object. But no, it's in fact an object that's wrapped up, right? You don't necessarily know that it's a body.
Just like Eyes Wide Shut. We didn't really kill that lady.
Yeah.
And
She
Tom
just died
Cruise
later.
really loves his wife and has sex with her, right?
Yeah.
Well, look, the point is, well, I mean, look.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't see, if you see something bound up and that, how do you know it's not, fucking sticks and shit?
Begone, care.
If you don't see a body,
Make fire, make merriment with your bones.
if you don't see a body, and you hear sounds being projected of pain, well, obviously it's not the guy. 'Cause he's
Isn't
bound
it?
up.
No,
you would
it was
hear-
off loudspeaker. They had a full orchestra there playing during the fun.
Right. Okay.
And they're black
sounds
hoods.
of pain, though, obviously don't come from the guy.
No, they
because
don't.
he's
It was
dead, he's
projected.
wrapped up.
Even if they're not doing it, which I frankly have told people on the new film that I don't think they are, it shows the psychology that so-called Christian right people, and some Democrats go there too, and all these corporate leaders would meet, get in red and black robes, and run around and worship Moloch of the Old Testament, which is supposedly the most evil demon. I mean,
And you hear them say Moloch and all this on the tape.
Yeah.
They say they worship Moloch.
They say we worship great owl of Babylon and goodly Tyre, and then you read the owl deity the children were thrown to in a fiery pit before it, and it was in Tyre and Babylon. It's a Sumerian deity. Yeah.
Is Gozer involved in this?
No, but the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is.
What about
Look,
Barney?
seriously, on the whole committee.
What about that little Pokemon fuck? What about that?
Well, all I know is with Pokemon, they had to change it because 10,000 kids would have seizures every time in Japan they showed it.
Well, that wasn't exactly Pokemon. That was a different show that they used to have. Where I've actually seen that.
that was
Where they
Pokemon.
show the videos. It's like this fucking crazy graphic, and kids would stare at it and freak out. That's not Pokemon. That was
No,
something.
that was
different.
Pokemon. I have the stories. That was Pokemon before it hit the States. They had to take the little monster's eyes would flash red, then they had the flashing lights and the. But nothing to worry about. I mean, it's no big deal. Look, I mean, look, man. Trust me, I'm so obsessed with this shit. All I do is this. I mean, Kevin, says, hey, what's going on?
No, obviously.
No, I mean, believe me, and it's tiring to try to articulate it because it's all so connected. You sound like a schizophrenic.
No, look, man. I'm open to all of it.
But we have them in the red robes, and we have black helicopters attacking.
All you have to do
Call
is-
Kingsville, Texas, man. They'll tell you about black helicopters coming out of the sky. Pull up in
It's a
Kingsville.
traffic report, man.
No. Pull up in Kingsville and say, last year the black helicopters coming.
No, dude, I believe there are black.
Hey, why they gotta be black?
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Because they live good in the night sky.
Well, yeah. Fort Bragg admits it.
White helicopters.
They're
are
actually
fat.
kind of charcoal.
Oh.
They're kind of charcoal black, and they're
Oh,
painted.
they Louisiana black.
Your car can do the same thing. Take videotape, like out of a VHS, grind it up with black paint. Paint that on your car. Paint that on your car, and you will have a radar-resistant vehicle, meaning it will absorb radar waves and not leave as large a signature. Okay.
How does the Philadelphia experiment fit into all
Yeah, but wait.
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Wait, because if the government is having these black helicopters, wouldn't the government be in charge of figuring out like what's in what in the radar? Why would the government want to hide shit from themselves?
No,
Why do
he
they do
doesn't
the
have
stealth
to wear
bomber?
the black. He's telling about the technology.
No, I know, but I'm saying if the helicopters are black.
Walter Szulskowski at Fort Bragg, you can call him public spokesperson.
I believe in black. I mean,
he's the person that told me why they're black.
Okay.
And your first assumption's right. I mean, why is the SR-71 Blackbird black? Because it flies at high altitude at night. So they fly at night mainly. It's a night. You know, the Army's mainly moved at night operations, like Desert Storm. They move at night. So you want a black. If you're flying at day, you want a baby blue or white plane. Flying at night, you want a black plane.
All right, let me ask you this.
But they also absorb radar.
This happened. This is something that was in my mind at Desert Storm when they shot down the stealth bomber. I thought
Well, that was Kosovo.
All right, I'm sorry, Kosovo. When they shot down the stealth bomber, I said, well, why would they tell you that they shot down a stealth bomber? They shot down these guys in a stealth bomber. Why do you think they told the American public and broadcast to everybody?
This is something, hold on, this is something I got proof of. Did you know in that whole deal, do you know who the Serbs helped in World War II beat the Nazis? They helped us. Do you know when Senator Inhofe came back, and I've got, the only mass graves they saw were full of dead Serbs. Then you've got the Albanians invading, being funded by the CIA, and Osama bin Laden, who openly works for the CIA during the 1980s. He's on the rolls. His family still builds all the major military bases in the Middle East for this country. Now, the bin Laden is so bad, why is he still building the military bases? But it goes further.
Okay.
French and Spanish pilots quit. One of them a colonel because they were ordered to bomb the Kosovo population to get them to move to the south so Bill Clinton could stand there with barbed wire that they put up and show NATO trains and go, look, barbed wire, Nazis, they're in trains. And the average person's so stupid, they just picked up on it. The Serbs weren't bad. Was the Serbs getting killed?
Why do you think?
That's proof.
I just thought it was very unusual when the Kosovo thing happened. They
Now
shot
we're
down
yelling,
the
I have to
stealth
yell
bomber.
more.
When they shot down the stealth bomber, I thought it was very unusual that they would tell people that the stealth bomber was visible under cloud cover.
Quick answer, I don't know what the hell they're doing when they pull that type of scam. I agree, I'm going, why are they telling us
Think it was a
this?
scam? No, I really did think it was a little unusual. I sat at home when I watched that thing when those guys got arrested and prisoners of war, and they explained how you could see the stealth bomber under cloud cover because it shows a shadow and that's when they shot it down. I was like, why would they tell anybody that? Why would they explain?
Either because they really shot one down and the Serbs were displaying happily on their satellite, television on C-SPAN. Oh, look, we shot down a stealth fighter, and they wanted to say, oh, it's not our radar resistance that doesn't work. It's because they can see it because of the cloud cover. Or maybe because there's a fight going on in the New World Order, and they want Lockheed Martin Marietta to get in trouble because they haven't run enough ads on TV showing a guy go, look at the space shuttle. I want to get biometrically scanned to buy and sell. You seen that ad? Oh, thumb scanning, it's fun. I don't know. Are you ready to thumb scan? They're putting them in the banks. Ready to retina scan? Wait until you're not a good little globalist. They just turn that off. Wait, oh, this cash is so outdated. Let's get rid of it. It'd be much easier when we can't hide something in the mattress.
When the Antichrist comes, it's going to be so much goddamn easier than it is now.
Yeah.
Because you can just scan your thumb and you can boom, go on with your
Well, it's already started though.
Amen. Damn it, I'm ready for it.
You've got a driver's license.
I'm sick of these fucking churches. Shut them down, goddammit.
I know, but you've got a driver's
Let me ask you this. Why? Okay.
This isn't an antichrist discussion. It's a way to micromanage people.
I got a question. Why is pot still?
You want to be micromanaged? You like cops and black people?
Absolutely, I like micromanagement.
Yeah, but medical.
However, if you can micromanage some pussy into
What about marijuana?
Yeah, why do you think marijuana is still legal? Why is that?
Well, I don't have to.
Send a waitress back.
I mean, it's simple why they're doing this. It's turn of the century, then it's the 20s. For a long time, people like the Roosevelts and others have been bringing in the legal opium. And they controlled it. They were the opium dons. And then they made it illegal because competition was coming in against them. And that was cutting into their market share. But because they ran the police and ran things, they could actually they created this huge market by addiction. I have to tell you about this first. This is the historical fact on it.
Okay. Let him talk, man.
Absolutely. I didn't see the guy taping. That's beautiful.
To then, and we all know you love the Antichrist now. No, but seriously, jack
I
up
am the goddamn Antichrist and worship me, motherfucker.
All right, well.
The Antichrist should have a
Oh, come on, baby. Seriously.
Don't you know the lies? That's how the Jesus freaks treat you. Yeah.
Is he even said anything about Jesus in this whole discussion? I don't think so.
I know. So
standing up
It's
for
all
him.
documented. It's all on. I tell you what, you guys, if you want to open your mind and open your eyes, you can go every single day to Infowars.com. We update it every single day of the week with mainstream news articles from Washington Post, from CNN, from
It's a
HE.
trippy website, man. Go there.
Infowars. It's all on the wires. It's regular news that they're reporting.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
look, I don't remember what the question.
Definitely.
Pot illegal. Why is pot illegal?
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Because this is what I always
Because
thought.
it's better than
people
club-
that smoke
it's-
pot are lazy. Why not make pot legal and have people more
Okay,
lazy?
well,
Last round.
because at that time you can grow cannabis anywhere, and 98% of the varieties don't even get you high. But it makes a better oil and it makes a better cloth than cotton.
And paper.
And cotton can only be grown in certain areas.
Right.
And so DuPont and Dow Chemical finance Reefer Madness.
No,
They
absolutely.
financed the film.
I know that, and then pot was made
Because it
illegal. The
was
same
a-
year
it
DuPont
was a-
came up with the chemical composition
Yeah.
for nylon.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, nylon. It was a rival to that, and they openly came out and lobbied against
Exactly.
it.
That's
So
why
we have
hemp
the
was
answer.
used to make rope. So
we-
nylon, hemp was used to
And
make
hemp is
parachutes,
still much better than
everything
cotton,
else.
still much better than
Everybody knows
nylon.
that. So why is it illegal?
That's why.
But why not make it legal just for the simple fact that it's gonna,
Because
Dope up
it's
the
more
masses.
important to them to consolidate control of the manufacture of clothes. That's much more key.
clothes.
This man is a muckraker in the Roosevelt tradition, says I. And he should be vaunted. Vaunted, I say.
Anyways, it's just look, he knows all about the New World Order, guys.
Absolutely.
But the key to this whole thing is
That's why I whack baby.
I mean, I could rant on about this stuff, but I mean, you already know all about it. But just
Well, I know some things.
there are actual concentration camps. They give me damn grand tours of these things. That's how arrogant they are. Now's their coming out time. I mean, 5 years ago, I was on the radio talking about this. It was even cooler.
We're here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Concentration camps.
Yeah, but people were all shocked, couldn't believe it. Now, they don't care I'm out here talking about this because it's good. They want you to know. They want to scare you. I mean, it's just all.
I saw a CIA black ops squad outside. They weren't really hiding themselves. They were all dressed in black. They're outside.
I already pulled that one.
Did you? Yeah, sorry.
Did you see Fox tonight with all the guys in black going, we're going to get these fugitives. Here they are. Get them.
Yeah,
Someday
right-
I'm up there.
right
He's a
after
child
Jenny's
molester.
banners.
Of course, it's all propaganda, but they won't care.
Jenny's panties next after black helicopter.
Hey, have you seen how many TV ads and movies and everything? It's black helicopters, black helicopters, black helicopters.
I've heard all this stuff because I listen to fucking Coast to Coast with Art Bell, or whatever that show is now.
Always talking about the black sheep of the family. What the fuck is that supposed to
This is
mean?
the problem with having an intelligent discussion around comedians.
No, it's funny.
Okay, I can poke some holes.
Look, I'm just,
There you go. That's your
No,
job.
seriously. When you see Henry Kissinger running around with his wart-covered belly hanging over his...
All right, I gotta take a piss. Please continue.
No, seriously, when you witness that,
I will be back.
it's all over. I mean, when you see him running around the woods, that's a joke. So much better than the open mic show. No, I'm burnt out, man. I'm tired.
No. Keep going. I'll be right back.
No, it's just... Yeah, it never went out
It was on-
nationwide. It was contained.
it was on the
regional
local
news
TV
control.
news.
Look, man, see, that's...
Why were they put there? Because they're assholes?
Because they're instigators.
Because they're, what do they instigate?
none of them
They,
will-
they instigate
They're giving
bullshit.
it
That's why
to
they
the government to
instigate.
come in with the
The
big
peaceful
guns, with
people were put
National
in there.
Guard and all that.
Why were they put? Why were they put?
It was a training exercise.
That's bullshit. That is so fucking bullshit.
It's
This is
easy
the
to
kind of
say it.
shit that gets spread over the goddamn internet, and so crazy people like you can fucking go out and have something to bitch about. That is not happening.
What
I am the
research have
biggest
you done?
instigator in the fucking country, and I'm not in fucking jail. I go out and say God is dead every fucking day, and nobody puts me in jail.
That's
That's
old.
because you
You're
live in a
ripping off
country where you have
Nietzsche.
freedom of
That's
speech.
old hat,
Very
bud.
good.
Fuck you.
You're not
You don't know
shocking.
what the fuck you're
You're not
talking
shocking,
about.
man.
Now, how many Jesus freaks
All
have
this
come up to
fake,
me?
hey, all this fucking fake anger. Don't do that shit.
That is bullshit.
Don't do that shit.
There's a lot of fucking bullshit. That's what it is.
It's charisma versus charisma.
Fuck the government. The government works for me.
What
God
is
damn it.
that? What are you so
Yeah, you
afraid of?
associate,
afraid of
there it is.
anything.
You associate your power with the government.
I
You
don't
just said
associate
it.
my
He just
power with
said
the
it.
government.
You
That's the
see it?
problem.
They don't, you don't, your power doesn't come from the government.
I do not associate my power with
Yeah,
the
you just
government.
said it.
That's the
Why are
point.
you so
It's the
angry?
goddamn Constitution.
You just said it.
So angry.
I am not angry because fucking guys like this go up and stir
Because he
shit
said something
up.
that
You're
is
full of
not-
bullshit,
that is
man.
not
You don't know what
on
you're talking
NBC
about.
News. And
Damn.
it upsets you?
No, it does not. It
need a
upsets me when
tranquilizer.
people believe
You
that
proclaim,
shit.
you proclaim
I'm
your
not
right to stand up and say God is dead.
Yeah, at the same time, they're all over the fucking planet, and they don't really fucking
not-
No, what are you talking about?
Guard in the heights.
You're fucking talking
Excuse
about.
me, if it's a lie, why is it on CNN?
Hey, this is 1995. You guys couldn't get bread.
But he was so
But
dumb.
you're shooting down 50 a month.
The point is, I already said this. I mean, Joe's already heard. But I mean, any alien technology that can get here to people, not gonna get fucking shot down by fucking Tinker Toys.
That's exactly what I was,
Well, it's like,
It's not only that, it was in '95 when Russia was in disarray.
Yeah.
Communism was falling.
So are the aliens controlling the Phantom Patriot? Is that what it was all
but the
about?
saucers only fly by Russia to get shot down.
Right.
No alien technology will be adopted unless it aids in the dissemination
Well,
of pornography.
the only way any of that can be true is the aliens, like I said, could be building Tinker Toys or whatever, and putting cockroaches in them and putting it down there so we get some technology. But it's not like real,
Putting cockroaches in.
Well, I mean, the gray aliens are the equivalent. The gray aliens are like the equivalent of just some some little genetically engineered creature. They drop down to give us some technology. So we go, oh look, we got the alien spacecraft.
Wait, so you think that the gray aliens are just like the little robot slaves?
The gray aliens are what the Illuminati is turning us into.
Number one, I don't believe in that. But if you listen to the people, it's a cross between a particular. It's just a genetically engineered thing.
So they're
crashing them here on
so
purpose.
far advanced that their genetically engineered things are more intelligent than we are.
Yeah, and they're crashing them here to give us technology on purpose. They just program one to go crash, so we get some technology. So they can build a matrix-like system and then come in and fully enslave us once we've used
fully enslaved, as opposed to the partial enslavement we have today.
So how do they enslave us? It's got to be with pussy, right?
Yes, actually with the breeding program.
Okay.
We're done already.
That's why pussy's so good?
Exactly. It's a very dark program control that we're dealing with. Listen, are you Q4789? You are. You know.
Yeah, that's good. But what about every other species on the planet that's all about pussy?
This guy is gold.
It's just
you gotta take him on the road.
That's
Yeah, right. I get up there on
So
stage.
we're beyond the animal, and now we've been re-engineered to have those animal passions.
We're gonna do some sort of a show together where I do like the normal human being stuff, and then there's a conspiracy, and we bring you in.
When you get to the Pluto portion of your routine.
I love the Pluto part. I'm from Pluto. Oh, really?
Cool. What's Pluto like, dude?
I don't know. West Texas is only gonna really work.
Have you heard the latest idiocy though? And the feds are putting on. I'm serious now. Planet X is going to hit us in 1 year.
As opposed to moments
and then
ago
all
when he wasn't.
Conspiracy people say that, and we're fucking fools in a year when the Planet X doesn't collide and kill everybody.
Who's saying
The Planet X.
It's all I get callers every day now. Have you heard of Planet X? The guy's got a book out.
Who's saying that? I mean, is there a
Now the local news is carrying it.
Okay, we're gone. We're in Alex land.
This is the systematic disinformation program that we're all being fed.
But who's saying this? Is this astronomers, cosmologists? Who's saying
NASA said according to the rotation of the planets, they say, mathematically it shows a pull of this larger gas giant out past Pluto.
Is that a version of drug X I never took?
Says it's Nibiru.
Yeah,
Planet Nibiru.
Yeah. And now it's
Nibiru is where the Anunnaki came from. When the Anunnaki are the ones who talk the Sumerians,
but now
language and the wheat and agriculture.
You're up on it. But now they're saying that it's going to collide in like 1 year.
I get I'm in Hollywood. I get the memo. When you're on television, you get the memo.
Is that what the Scientologists distribute?
No, that's it. But no,
they're out. They're fake.
But I mean, now the media is saying it's coming. Ooh, it's real. A few stories here and there, and the idiot conspiracy people pick it up and start promoting it. When the planet doesn't hit us, we're all idiots.
So
and they go, see, the government's not corrupt because they say planets are colliding too.
But see, that doesn't make sense, because if it's a year, that means it's 1 light year away. And you have any idea how fucking big it would be if it was 1 light year away? It would be enormous.
I'm saying it's a bullshit
story.
Is
it traveling at the speed of light?
Planets that are that big, 1 light year away. They're fucking huge.
On the astronomical scale, that would be a short distance away.
Exactly. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If it was 1 light year away,
therefore it would appear to be big in the sky.
It would be like 1/4 the size of the moon.
If we're mapping asteroids down to the size of dimes or something.
I'm saying it's bullshit. Yeah.
Is this planet supposedly traveling at the speed of light?
But the theories that all these people that believe that the Anunnaki came and they gave the Sumerians
traveling at the speed of light.
They believe that this planet Nibiru
3,600 years.
Exactly, it's an elliptical orbit, so it's not a straight orbit. And when it comes back around, the planetary pull, the gravity of it, is what caused the Great Deluge.
But then NASA,
yeah,
but then NASA,
that's the whole story of Noah.
But then NASA comes out and says,
they get stared at. He gets stared at his keyboard for
saying it's real. But it's not coming to fucking smash it.
So they're saying this planet Nibiru is.
Yeah, there's a 10th planet out there according to their mathematical calculations because of the other orbits. They're saying there is an elliptical orbit, and this thing does come closer every couple thousand years.
Well, how close could it possibly get to us, though?
No, I'm not saying it's true. I think it's a bunch of crap.
This is the part.
I don't believe a word NASA says. But I'm saying NASA's even saying.
This is part of
NASA.
Especially the part of.
Yeah, it's really going to happen.
Especially the part about us landing on the moon.
Fucking propaganda.
Especially the part about us landing on the moon.
You know what? The more moon footage I watch, the more it looks like horseshit.
He's my ride, so I don't have to worry about that.
What fucks up me about the moon the dust
I
from
end
the
up with
moon
like
bugs. This shit just falls. The dust from the moon bugs falls.
Well, I'll tell you,
If it's
the
1/6 the gravity, wouldn't they just be floating around?
The worst thing about the moon deal is we know they have the technology, but it's a sub-propaganda
eventually,
plot. They want us to think we can't get off the Earth now, so they're going to expose the moon thing wasn't real. They've already done it on Fox. Coming up next on Fox. So what they did is they released all these photos with the with the marks on the the screen on the lens. Go look, the cross is behind the astronaut. This is a fake. Well, NASA distributes these on purpose, and then they get this sub
crosshairs.
and then Fox comes out and says in TV on Discovery Channel, "Oh, it is fake. Oh, look, there's a valent radiation belt. We can never leave the Earth. They give us this illusion so they can develop the technologies out in space, and people are taught, oh, this is the end of it. While they've got all their technologies being developed, we all stay here. Basically,
a psychology researcher.
I like it better than they just
specializes
lied.
in.
That sounds better.
Yeah, but I mean, they do have.
We started talking about
and just,
talking about me.
Really?
We're talking about like how you acquired your empire.
You already heard. You already heard.
asking if it was really single cell electrophysiology.
They say the SR-71
electroneurophysiology.
was in service in '59, developed in '55.
See, there's not a whole lot of trust fund people who really go for that or could pronounce it.
Shit. So you think they absolutely can't go to the moon?
Any idea what it meant?
Yeah, but what they put on television was a fake.
Pretty cool if you just
why
like it enough.
Because they can't show us all the real stuff they've got.
There's somebody pissing in this chair. It feels really wet.
Yeah, smart.
Huh?
And you've got two more.
Well, if you've got a problem with it, my God, it's...
Okay. It does sound a little kooky.
Well, look, I don't get into the flying
As opposed to the other stuff, which is all okay.
What do you get into?
These chairs suck.
I get into reading an executive order on the air where they can blow all our heads off. That's the camera didn't get to it.
Sorry. The chair
I see that thing.
the chair had piss on it. I'm sorry.
Bunker government that's been in place since September 11th.
It was in place before.
But how creepy is that? What's the bunker government?
Here's the deal. You build a bunker, you get a water filter, you're a terrorist. But they're massing guns, giant bunkers. They have bunker complexes all over the country. Fake hotels. They got them in Houston, in Austin, under the airport, and the Capitol. They've got a huge bunker complex all the way to Fort Hood. And they've got speed trains all the way to Arizona. This is all admitted. This whole secret continuity of government, it's not secret. It's been public for years. When we talk about it, we're crazy. When it's in the government documents. I mean, they put all this shit on paper. None of it's secret.
But that's all for...
The public doesn't know about it because they don't talk about it on the
I thought that was just for getting the kids out of the state school so they put them in the concentration camps.
Well, I told you they use the bunker system for medical experiments.
Seriously.
Like the black men at Tuskegee.
Would make somebody go, okay, yeah, that might be valid.
This government wouldn't hurt us, would they?
Do you really think that with television and the media in place, the way it is there any way this could ever stop? Is there any way, if you think that there's really a secret government that's running the world, how, if they have control of the media, could it ever be exposed or stopped? Because nobody believes, the majority of the people don't believe anything they don't see on television or read in the newspaper.
You're right. It's very hard to defeat this system. We have to show people the manipulation.
Is that possible? With all, I mean, think about it. When they put something on CBS, it reaches 19 million people. You know?
As they squeeze tighter and tighter, you're going to see more resistance. It's just a fact. But due to this technocracy, due to this technological scaffolding, that the tyranny is going to become much larger and more intrusive than ever. And no, we may not escape it. We may be totally destroyed.
But
and the UN
how
policy.
is real fraud in the government, the real higher up fraud, ever going to be exposed when people either are completely apathetic, don't care, or don't believe it because it's not on 60
Okay, let me give you an example. It's in the Canadian media, the French media, the British, and...
Yeah, well, nobody reads that shit.
Well, I understand, but no, but I didn't say what's in it.
Are fucking lazy.
It's in it. It's in the media that the Rothschild Bank is taking most of the Enron money. And it's in there that Bush engineered the whole September 11th attack.
Right, but if it's not in our media, if it's not on our 4 major networks, it's not on the New York Times...
Yeah.
How is anyone ever going to really believe it? I mean, it's really flawless.
Actually, they're losing a lot of their market share, like you said, to the internet, to alternative press, and to these areas. It's small, but it's growing. It's growing so fast.
The Defense Department created the internet. How could the internet end up jeopardizing their plans?
That's the arrogance. They're going to use it as a tracking and control grid.
Whenever you give people free speech for the whole world, it's a problem. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Whenever I put up a website that some guy in France can read, that's dangerous.
Hey, I agree.
Pirate radio for the whole world.
Website gets 2 million individual visitors a week now. I mean, everybody inflates. That's the actual numbers. 2 million a week. And they got a problem. That's why they're going to blow stuff up, create martial law, start blowing people like men's heads off. It's going to start happening, mass death, extermination.
Here's my question.
Maybe that's why the government sent the Phantom Patriot out there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So they can take you down.
Phantom Patriot, I believe, is the federal program, yeah.
That's just to take you down.
Yeah, that's fake.
His purpose was just to take you down.
Do you want me to spend 10 minutes and explain?
No real wackos? You don't think
No, there
so?
are real wackos, but there's a lot of
How do you tell when the guys are really
Okay, I got
fake?
attacked in a major section of the New York Times 3 days before. This Marine Corps guy who's disappeared for years pops up and runs around waving automatic weapons, saying my name, and then says, "I know the world leaders weren't here. Bring in the media." And 20 newspapers come in and interview him. He says, "Alex Jones, Alex Jones, Alex Jones." Bohemian Grove.
Shit.
He's a McVeigh type. He's an op. It's a fake name. The whole thing's a scam. They do this all the time.
Explain to me the
Did you hear the Defense Department just say last week, we're going to start lying to you for your best interest?
No, what they say? Oh, about we're not going to tell you if we're doing certain...
Strategic deception. No, they're going to plant false news stories. You know who runs CNN Center in Atlanta?
Who?
Ted Turner.
No, he's
not Ted Turner anymore. For
Satan?
2 years,
Satan?
Psychological Warfare Division, PSYOPs of the Army. And they just announced it, and the new tactic is throwing it in your face like it's no big deal. Just a minor blurb 2 years ago. Oh, the Army's taking over CNN. No, just to make sure everything's accurate. I can show you the article.
Are you sure it wasn't Time Warner?
No, Time Warner, yeah, but they handed it over to the Defense Department. That's who writes the scripts now. That's who writes the news.
Okay.
See, there's so much I can't even fucking begin.
Well, here's my one question.
Wait a minute. Special ops people run CNN?
Yeah.
They write the stories. They
PSYOPs.
type the stuff for the teleprompter.
No, that's a fact. I got Washington.
PSYOPs, not special ops.
Hey, look, I can Washington Post, WorldNet Daily, and you say, well, wait, the media lies. Why are they telling us this? No, they just calmly told you. Like it's no big deal. That's the new secret. Look, this story will explain everything. If you want everything explained, this will explain it. You talked about desensitization. Okay, yes. Joe? This will explain it. Last year, it comes out in the BBC, the Moscow Times, and a bunch of other papers, and I even saw it in one U.S. newspaper, the L.A. Times. Just a little blurb. Vladimir Putin last week had a press conference with Kim Jong-il, the hereditary communist dictator of North Korea. He thanked him for paying a down payment on the $5.4 billion debt with 30,000 slave laborers from North Korea. They were shipped via railway on the Trans-Siberian
Slave labor.
And but we hear in our news, the 500 stories we hear is Putin is reformed, Russia loves the children, our government loves them, Bush saw love in his eyes, a man he can trust in his soul. You heard the comments, we all heard the quotes.
So he's like,
and so now, 10 years, 12 years.
Like a massa?
Well, listen, 12, well, hold on. I'm trying to explain this. 12 years ago, Russia was evil, they have gulags. Now, Russia is loving, they have gulags. We've now entered ESOC. We've now entered doublethink, double plus good. We've now entered 1984, where they in the open can have a press conference and say, thank you for the slaves. And they just put it out and just go, that's the way it is. We love you. China's selling organs. China's blowing up this. China's killing these people. They love us. Oh, North Korea's a threat. That's why Bush is giving them 6 nuclear reactors that can make 65 nuclear warheads a year from the plutonium. This is what's going on. Slaves in the open, being transferred via railway to be worked to death. And the article said when they escaped.
Do you have a link for this article?
Yeah, I have it all. It's in a new. It's in the special release film, and it's
Infowars.com.
No, man, I'm not kidding. They publicly ship slaves, and we just sit here and calmly because it wasn't on the nightly news, but it's in the newspaper. There's pictures of Putin up there with Kim Jong-il. Thanks for the slaves.
He says thanks for the slaves.
He said thank
Why
you.
Why is he speaking English then?
No,
in Russian.
Maybe
the translator just wrote some crazy shit at the bottom, and it wasn't really what he said.
No, it's an old practice for 50 years.
Maybe somebody just snuck in. Thanks to the guy.
It's an old practice for actually 49 years.
This trick, dude. He's translating. Thanks for the slaves. See if anybody catches it.
Hold on, Joe. He didn't say
thanks for the rubles, but I wrote slaves.
No. See, slaves. No big deal.
It's kind of a big deal, but I thought maybe maybe I would have heard.
Joe, here's the deal. I will get you the articles.
Please, that would be nice.
And
it's not like the Skeptical Inquirer or anything like that, right?
No, it's real newspaper. It's BBC, Moscow Times.
And they said slaves?
Well, it just said it's an old practice, and they were supposed to cut back, but North Korea has to pay off this debt, and all they have is slaves.
Come on, man.
See, you're shocked, but when I get you the article, you'll just kind of go, well, yeah, that's pretty screwed up, but on to the next thing.
Okay, so
that's a desensitization example.
So I buy everything completely. What do I do about it?
Well, you point it out to people and you go, folks, they just announced they're shipping slaves to pay off debts.
No, but not just that one story. I believe in the entirety of the manipulation of world events? How do we?
You're talking to a guy who can't touch.
How do we regain control of the world's destiny?
I don't think. See, this is what I think. I don't think we can. That's what my point was. All this New World Order stuff. If they control all the media, which I certainly believe they do,
There's about 90% of it.
I think the government controls almost everything that gets out there in the newspapers. It's the only reason why it wouldn't be more critical. Because there's so many things, like there's so many obvious things you would think that the media would be more critical of the government. But they're not. So you gotta think the government controls the media.
Well, they've been caught
if the government does control the media, and 90%, I'd say 90% of the people, if they don't see it on television or read it in the paper, they think it's bullshit. So if that's the case, and 90% of the people are gonna believe whatever you print, how could you ever win? You can't.
Well, all I know is the United Nations.
1 day closer to victory. No, fuck that, dude.
You're right. We are 1 day closer to victory. It's 110% true. And remember, drink Coca-Cola. No, all I know is I read the UN documents, and it's like a science fiction book. All I know is I look at what these people are doing. It's a bunch of inbred psychopaths running the New World Order. And all I know is as this stuff gets worse, we got to tell folks up front so when it happens, they know who to blame.
Okay, yeah, but what can we do? If they control all of the media and they control all of the military and the government...
Well, they controlled all the media. Well, they controlled all the media and all the military. And a minority people said, you know, it's wrong to have these black people with chains around their necks working here. And over decades, they said no to it. And finally, you stood up to it. And the children of the elite are some of our best people. Rebelling. That's why they're always having to kill him. Kennedy came from an elite family, but he resisted. He signed an executive order abolishing the Federal Reserve. He was going to abolish the CIA. He was going to pull us out of Vietnam. They blew his head off. But now 80% of Americans in polls say they know the government did it. So over time, the distrust increases.
I knew he was going to abolish the CIA, but I didn't know he was going to close down the federal bank.
Yeah, well, it's not a federal bank. It's probably well, I know the name's federal. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's
he was going to absolve us of all debt.
Yeah, it's executive order 11110.
11110.
Yeah, 11110. It's
all down on tape.
It's whatever. It's however many ones are in an 11,000 series with a 0 ending.
That would be what, 5?
It's in the 11,000 series with a 0 at the end. It's all ones, then a 0 and 11,000 series. We're up to 13,800 now on the executive orders.
Do you remember what the last one was?
No, I don't have time to read all these executive orders. we have.
Let's just throw executive.
What's executive order number 1?
Who put it out?
You know what? I would do that.
Executive orders were not called.
I would just throw some crazy shit in there to see if anybody's reading.
Previously,
like the Warren Commission. The Warren Commission, like halfway through, should have been like a little blurb out of Alice in Wonderland, just a chapter. Yeah. See if anybody's paying attention. Just some crazy through the looking glass shit, and go back to the Warren Commission.
Just Jabberwocky.
Well, yeah, that's the point. It's all BS, but we know it's BS.
Would it be the Pink Floyd version or the non-Pink Floyd version?
You gotta go with Pink Floyd.
Out of respect, David Gilmour.
Out of respect, baby.
Blazing guitar work.
Out of respect, baby. Look, I can jabber all day.
Please do.
The point is, it doesn't make any sense unless you really go over it for hours. And frankly, I don't even.
I've got plenty of time.
The full scope of the New World Order is so sick and so degenerate, and it's hard to even imagine. Take the Bush family. Publicly cited 3 times with trading with the enemy. 1/2 of Nazi steel production, actually 53%, went through the Bush family. The Bush family is worth trillions. The Bush family, Bush Sr. is 3rd cousin to Queen Elizabeth. Reuters. We have British royal family parading around like Texans, funding Hitler, funding every other monster, BCCI with Saddam.
Isn't Hitler dead? He's dead, right?
Yeah, but Prescott, the senator of the Bush, Prescott Bush, the father of the first president and the second little cokehead.
He was in business with Hitler.
10,000. Oh, well, you got a lot of money. Let's bet $1 million.
I believe you. I'm not questioning.
No, I know you believe me, Joe.
Come on, Joe. It's 110% true.
Well, if I can make up a question, I can bet the $1 million back.
Don't fuck with 110% true, man.
No. I know.
You lose every time.
Funding for Hitler is brought to you by John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation.
And that's right. When you listen to NPR, it's for the people. That's why it's brought to you by Rockefeller. But Rockefeller's not involved in your life.
Rockefeller?
Listen to NPR for an hour. Rockefeller. We're liberal, as we tell you, by the way. We're funded by the military-industrial complex. Hand over your guns, because we love you. By the way, we're buying more guns, building giant underground bunkers. Hi. We've got giant stores for every type of biological weapon you can imagine. We love you. We're breeding race-specific viruses right now. By the way, telling you you're about to be attacked any day if you don't give your rights up.
You're like this 24 hours a day.
And we're federalizing your entire society.
Oh my God.
No, I swear to you. The Bushes got cited 3 times. They ran literally most of the Nazi operations.
You work seriously,
and they took. It's not. It's a fact, man.
I gotta ask.
110% true.
No, listen. I had family who were in B-17s. They weren't allowed to bomb.
110% true.
You work for the feds?
Infowars.com.
Seriously. Are you a disinformation agent?
Yes, he is. Come on.
I think you throw out really, really intelligent shit with crazy psychobabble. And I think you do it by design. You're a federal agent.
Joe, it doesn't matter. You can go check.
You're a federal agent. You're to suck us into the retarded version of the New World Order. We're gonna go out and fight it. Realize it's bullshit.
They're on to us.
The government will have us. We'll be sick. That's what all that hippie cult shit was. That was by conservatives. They said, "Don't dry up. They'll do that shit.
Where's the microchip
Figure out it doesn't work. Come back to Republican harder. Come back harder to the right. All those hippies, they all became Republicans.
No, I'm not
hippies from the 70s, they all became Republicans.
I'm not a federal. Joe, I'm not a federal.
You're a fucking narc.
Show us your microchip.
This is really aggressive.
Let me see your shit. Let me see your papers. You have to. If I expose you, you must give them up. It's in the book. Isn't it?
No.
It's like when a hooker. Are you a cop? They have to say yes, I'm a cop. How stupid is that in the movies? And the hooker says, "Are you a cop?" And the guy has to answer.
You know, here's the deal.
No, I'm not a cop.
Let me talk now.
Then he arrests her.
Let me say
But
something.
now they have the disinformation thing, so they can lie.
He wasn't a cop. Shut up, whore.
Let me say something now. You see, with the skill that's just been implemented here, with
you're a fed.
He's about to cop to it. Hold on.
With serious misinformation. What I say here is all you have to do is look at the facts. It's not misinformation when I say Bush's family was cited 3 times as trading with the enemy. That's a fact. And it doesn't matter what Alex Jones is. You have to go check out the information.
Dude, you just talk about yourself in the third person.
He did.
I might have to bitch.
That's the first thing.
Motherfucker.
That's right.
That's a sign of a bullshit.
That's the first thing they teach in the New World. Talk about yourself in the third person.
Now, see, what Bob Dole needs to do here. No, I'm serious.
Him and Ricky Henderson.
Exactly. Is that we have to get past the psychological pain and admitting that our leaders aren't our leaders but are our captors.
Dude, you're back on the fucking track. We're having a good time here fucking around.
You lost us there.
You lost us, man. You try to get all serious. You can't fix us.
No.
What, are you going to teach us some shit? You think we're paying attention?
What would the federal agent say?
Dude, you think really...
What would the federal agent say? The federal agent would say there's no hope. And the person telling you this stuff is really the federal agent. And you're not going to fix us.
He's just talking about himself in the third person.
We are going to fix. I'm talking about Joe. We are going to fix society, and we are going to fight this dehumanizing New World Order. We're going to smash these metal mothers, and we're going to get this country back. We're going to have creative.
You're crazy. We're fucked.
He was almost ready to go off.
We're fucked, dude.
No, humanity will continue.
Come on, man.
We will defeat.
Wedding ring.
Whether or not we do anything.
I am wearing a wedding ring.
You're fucked, bro.
Come on, Joe. I mean,
The dark side.
I tell you that, I tell you what.
Are you sure that's not your antenna?
Beep, beep, beep. That's a track.
I talked about microchips years ago, and Andy Rooney saying take a microchip or you're with Al Qaeda. I actually said it. Diane Sawyer saying take microchips, and the family goes, they go, why are you taking it? And they go, because we love America. We don't want Al Qaeda to win. We're taking microchips.
Let me ask you this: what did you think about those fucking retarded commercials and they stopped airing? The ones that aired during the Super Bowl. If you buy drugs, you support terrorism.
Exactly. The government.
You know what Doug Stanhope said it best? He goes, they got greedy. That's what Doug said. And I said, you know what? You're right. They had every fucking asshole in the world waving flags, putting them all over their cars. And they said, you know what? Let's go a step further.
You're right.
Let's blame pot on the fucking terrorists.
Well, when the government, that's because everybody's good. Example of how we can win. Most Americans know. Hold on just a second. Most Americans. This is on the camera. Most Americans know the drug war's phony. They know the government ships in the heroin and the cocaine and the rest of it, and they know they use it to get fresh souls for their prisons at 23 cents an hour, building their widgets. And that's why they put that on there saying, you use drugs, you're with Al Qaeda. When in truth, the war on drugs is a war on your rights.
Just got him.
I put it on my website. This is real? You took this yourself?
What is it?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Look at that, dude.
2 days after that, they put something else up there. They plastered over it.
They're saying stop the word stupid. Look at that.
No, it was supposed to be blank, you know, because we put some pot smoke.
This is what this is.
And somebody climbed up there. And,
That's a billboard.
If you scan that, send me a copy.
That's a billboard that was in. I'll scan it. That was a billboard that was where in East Texas?
No, it was here in Austin.
Get the whole thing back out a little bit.
I got the whole thing.
What's it say? It says we gave this to pot smokers to have them figure. Is that you, bro?
It's a new order.
No, that's
We gave this billboard to pot smokers to let them write something clever on it, and what they wrote is "Stop the War." Like they're saying that "Stop the War" is bad, and pot smokers are stupid.
Control agents, they're picked.
No.
You pick out of the field. Remember what I said about the editors?
You see,
you just pick who they. Yeah.
The whole billboard was supposed to be blank. Some guys got up there and spray painted.
Stop the war.
It was supposed
It was not originally part of the billboard.
Like they were making fun of it.
I saw that billboard. Is that billboard right by I-35?
No, it was like Burnett Road.
Burnett Road and what?
Burnett Road, just Houston Street.
That is so retarded. You know how much clever shit I've come up with on weed?
I know I saw that.
Yeah.
You know how much? This is fucking crazy. They're saying pot smokers have nothing to say. Every pot smoker I know just won't shut the fuck up. Listen to me. I'm on pot right now.
It's a mild hallucinogen.
I'm high on pot.
He's on the
talking
He's
out of
under
my
CIA
hand.
control right now.
Are you on the pot?
They're transmitting via chip uplink right now to his brain.
Are you guys on the pot?
I'm not on the pot.
No, seriously,
Unfortunately.
Now you have
You're on the pipe?
Yeah, but not
Are you down with the pipe tip?
Come on, get the camera back over here. I'm only fucking around. I do not think
That's
Alex
right.
is the Fed. It's just a joke. He's a good friend of mine.
Tell
He
them,
is
comrade.
Fighting New World Order, and we are one step closer to victory.
Yes, we
Is it
are.
110% true, Joe?
Oh, it's clearly 100% true, and you can find all this out. with links.
110%.
Infowars.com.
That means it's really only 10% true.
No, it means it's overabundance. So much truth that the pipeline shipping it to your brain is exploding.
Human fear factor.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Put away to whip the pony's dead.
They won't even let Joe tell a joke on that show.
They do. They just let me tell a joke on it.
It just doesn't make it out on the airwaves. That's because the government controls your show.
Government controls my show.
No, but look, their phony drug war. They ship it in to create the crisis. Everybody's waking up to it. Again, people wake up. That's why they come up with new scams. We just got to totally distrust these bastards, get local control, and stop being so friggin' cynical. That's how we save America.
That's how we get it. But dude, we're never gonna save it if they control CBS, NBC, Fox, and ABC.
The agent.
And they control all the newspapers.
His
How
federal
can we
agent.
ever do anything?
Lay down, GI. You'll never win. There's no hope.
Federal agent, dude.
Federal agent. How dare you call me such?
Clearly, the Jews control the media and they control me.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, that's a whole nother shill level. See, there's whole levels of propaganda and film you have to go through.
Really?
Yes. Last time I checked, it's public knowledge that George Bush Sr.'s third cousin, Queen Elizabeth, and they're worth trillions, but we hear that they're worth nothing, and just this nice family from Texas.
Do they still talk?
What?
Do they still talk?
Actually, they do meet routinely. They just met earlier this year over in France for the Bilderberg conference.
Wait, but George,
Queen Elizabeth?
like, made the big stink when he kissed Queen Elizabeth on the
Jews
lips.
don't control the media.
Huh?
Every Jew that I know is like in television. They're all really smart and rich. They don't control the media. They're like producing all these shows and shit. That's not real.
I think your manager's a Jew, isn't he?
It's
Like Aaron Spelling, that kind of thing?
I think they're all very wealthy Jewish guys. They're pretty much controlling the
I
media.
don't know. I looked at my Forbes 500 list of richest people, and they're not.
Yeah, but television
Maybe
producers.
2 or 3 are Jews.
Television producers are so many. I know so many Jewish guys. They're television producers.
Yeah.
You don't think that's like Jews controlling the media? That's all
600 years ago in England or France, they had their pogroms.
Pogrom.
Programs?
Yeah. They would.
Pilgrims?
Exactly. Yeah. Pilgrims do.
Pilgrims control.
They would have what they call purges.
Well, now we know, man.
Printing press.
It's pronounced pogrom.
Yeah, I know. But we're from Texas.
All right, how does pussy fit into the New World Order?
They would set up. Well, I need to answer your question.
Okay.
If you really read the scholarly.
Isn't that the ultimate form of control?
The scholarly.
In my
I'll
case,
answer
yes.
your question.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, that's all right. Joe, you go ahead.
No, I'm done, really.
No, you first.
Come on, pussy, man. What's up?
What's going on with
Pussy in the New World Order? What happens?
Well, yeah, they sell your
Do I
product.
still get some pussy?
It's like Bill Hicks said.
Pussy
You
in the New
know,
World
the
Order?
ultimate ad is going to be a Coke can and a woman's legs that are spread. But yeah, they use sex to control you.
But the advertisers are controlled by the government then?
I'm not even going to go there.
Advertisers are controlling.
What strata of advertising? Talking about at your level, like with network television?
I don't know. I mean, any level.
Of course they are. Yeah. There's not even. When I say Fortune 500, there's like 20 companies that own that. Those are all just subdivisions. Yeah. So there's only a handful of people. Dutch royal family, British royal family.
What about Bill Gates?
Low level. He's lower middle class.
What?
Isn't he the richest man in the world?
No, but like he's a pawn. They pretend he's the richest man in the world, so all the hatred is focused towards him.
What?
Oh, that's what Alex is going to say.
It's always been done.
Is that true?
I just look at the facts.
Come on, were you gonna say
Are you a
that
federal
if you didn't
agent
say that?
controlling
Just
Alex from
Is
afar?
this like an improv troupe?
No, he knows. He
He throws out a subject.
He lives in Austin. He knows what I'm doing. He's just a smart guy.
Yeah, because like you live in the pot smoking capital of Texas, and that makes you smart.
Exactly. No, using that devil.
And you don't even smoke pot.
I know.
Another sign.
I'm Alex's control agent.
I'm starting to wonder if you might be a control agent for the government. That's why you're here.
That's
Just
why
make
I
sure
met
that
Alex
is.
Have you ever smoked pot?
Like, yeah, about 100 times, but over 15 years.
Officer Johnson, that's enough. Thank you.
You smoke good pot?
At times.
And you don't want any more?
I think it's okay. It makes me so stupid I can't understand television.
You just have to realize.
Too much, dude.
You just have to realize your
You don't know when to
family
stop.
I think I
is in danger.
That's the biggest abuse of
due to
pot.
the New
is they
World
take
Order.
too many hits.
What kind of pot are you smoking?
The fucking shit the government drops off in the ghetto to keep a black man down.
No, they're against marijuana because that's not
by the bushel.
No, the government doesn't like marijuana because that's the crop they don't control. It's the heroin and coke they ship in.
Well, that's what I said about this Taliban thing. The Taliban was controlling all the opiates. Like something like 90% or 94% of all the fucking heroin that got shipped to the UK was controlled by the Taliban. I'm like, well then we're the biggest heroin dealers in the world.
Whatever happened to
That's
the
the
Golden
case, 'cause
Triangle?
there's no more Taliban. They're done. We control Afghanistan.
And well, actually, the Taliban wouldn't let them plant it. Now they admit in the news they're replanting and it's shipping in.
Yeah, but if we're in control of Afghanistan, that means we have their supply of heroin. That means a lot of dudes are going to be fucking shooting.
Well, what's up with that Walker guy? Did the government send him over to try to work out the drug deal and it went awry, or what was the deal with that?
He's just some guy.
That was just.
He said, "What is the most rebellious thing I can do?" And that
He was just an unfortunate mule.
How do I freak mommy and daddy out?
That's all that was.
The Rocket guy?
John Walker Lynn.
Oh, John. Oh, that's right.
Where was he born?
Taliban.
What was his national?
California.
He was just a
he's
white guy from Northern California.
Yeah,
Was
San
he
Francisco.
religious at all? Did he have any religion?
Well, yeah, that was the whole angle with what they were going to do with that thing. What was he was some religious right-wing guy, but actually he really freaked out when he was 14 when his dad left his mother and moved in with a guy.
But isn't that what the government told you?
Skinny on what happened.
What about the shoe bomber? Shoe bomber is actually a British white guy. Nobody touches on that. Also, I mean, it's just, I mean, just the entire thing about, and also.
Well, Britain is the world headquarters of so-called Islamic terrorism, and you look at it, it's all government control. Terrorism is for the last 150 years emanated out of Britain.
So
Pirate country.
Are you sure it's not?
Are these bombers, or they're just importing slaves from somewhere?
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking.
That's who they're using for the bombers?
Wait a minute. Britain was the home of terrorism? Is that
Britain.
Yeah. According to the top experts, the former chairman joins the staff, the admirals, the former CIA chiefs. I have him on my radio show. David Shipper's the guy that impeached Bill Clinton. He's come on my show and said that George Bush is behind the terror attacks and runs the whole operation.
Thanks for
Wait a
getting
minute.
Thanks.
We were on kind of fast forward. Yeah, it's all Bush.
Did all that.
Bush did the 9/11 stuff?
Yeah.
The whole thing's government engineered. Yeah, really. It sounds shocking. Hitler burned the Reichstag. Hitler's for gun control. You chew gun for Hitler.
You're saying
1933.
You're saying George Bush
There's also war hero.
engineered the 9/11 attack.
Yeah, it's all over. I've been all over.
He's trying to come up to
media.
speed here.
I've been on radio in Germany, Russia, England 20 times talking about it. It's in all the big newspapers. It's all over Canada. It's proven. It's absolute fact.
No, it's not proven.
He engineered
No,
and
it's not.
signed the documents. He trained the terrorists at Pensacola Naval Air Base. Ran the whole
Get this guy started!
Wait a minute.
He will tear you
You're
up!
saying
Wait a minute.
George
You're saying
Bush.
G.W. Bush.
George Bush engineered the attacks on the World Trade Center.
Well, the people
That guy says subliminal.
he's a front man. I'm saying the brand name.
Nigeria is an important brand to it.
Look, George Bush is the red coating on the Coca-Cola can. He's the brand front. But back at the factory, the guys at the factory, the New World Order top of his game.
That's the A game right there,
I don't
dude.
know what
You
he's
got
talking
some
about, but
crazy
he's thinking
fucking Tai Chi shit going on.
Hey, he was waiting to pull that out all night, man.
That's the A game. That's what happens when he gets in a deep rut.
Bush. How did George Bush engineer the attack?
How did the factory?
I have my new 1 hour and 43-minute documentary extravaganza.
I've got my 6-second documentary. No, he fucking didn't. All right. How did he fucking do that?
Vice President couldn't spell potato.
He's a fucking
No, I like you in the shot.
Did he use pussy?
You're afraid of what's the consequence?
Did you know that they allowed the Japanese to attack Pearl Harbor? That's now public, confirmed. No, that they admit.
They did not allow the Japanese to attack Pearl Harbor.
It's even they have the actual signed documents. It's been declassified. No, it's public knowledge.
See that? That's fucking bullshit.
I got news for you. The world is round. You can put me in fucking prison for saying it's round, but I'm telling you, buddy, one day everybody's gonna know it's round, and the world isn't the center of the universe either. The world is round. The world. I'm here to tell you, they want to kill you and your family. They're putting cancer viruses in the vaccines. These mothers have created every monster you can imagine, and I do this because I believe in this country, and I believe in humanity and our power to create something.
That's right.
And I'm fighting total dehumanization, and everything I told you is deadly serious.
I believe it, but doesn't escape the fact that you're wrong.
That's the A game. That's the A game, folks. That much. Look, he's smiling right afterwards. It's true, man. That's the A game, bitch. Fuck with that. Take that shit to the net.
The fucking camera now.
That's correct.
That's the A game, bitch.
They couldn't. George Bush.
You can't fuck with that. You better hope he stays out of politics. George Bush is the. You better hope my man stays out of politics.
But he was only.
You're all fucked.
Here's an impression of Alex in politics. Right there.
That's pretty nice. See, I just told you Bush funded Hitler, and then you get it like that. Hitler's just a minor pump. They needed to tear Europe up and tear up the existing power structures. They funded him. They put him into power. The chancellor dubbed him king.
Here we go.
George Bush could not have fucking done anything in that. He wasn't even. He was in office fucking 8
Prescott
fucking months.
Bush.
When 8 fucking months he was in office. How could he fucking start all that shit?
I'll bet you $5,000 right now that the Bush family, Prescott Bush was cited 3 times for trading with the enemy in 1943.
That doesn't. The big bull.
So you don't deny that?
I don't give a shit if they
bullshit,
did. I don't give a shit if they did.
If it's BS, bet.
Fine, they did. They bet it with the enemy. They fucking laid in bed and they fucked the enemy's ass. I don't give a shit. I'm saying there's no way George W. Bush funded.
And you're saying they didn't know 12 days before Pearl Harbor, the actual date of the attack.
To say George Bush was involved in 9/11 destroys the very country that you pretend to fucking work.
Hey, that little rat turd George Bush in America. That little cokehead drunk in America.
The president of
my forefathers are America.
I don't agree with George Bush, but he's the president of the United States.
Look, let me explain
that he's involved in the destruction of the World Trade Center. Destroys the very thing you say.
Do you know what W199I is?
He has like 20 tapes.
I don't give a shit what I have no idea what W199 is.
No, do you know what W199I is?
That's your locker combination.
W1. You better. It's deadly serious. You better know what W199I is.
Okay, here we go. Get a pen.
2 months before September 11th, George Bush signed it, ordering all FBI and defense intel officers they would be arrested under national security violation if they stopped the Al-Qaeda terror rings in Chicago, Florida, New York, and New Jersey. The deputy head of the FBI.
Why would he fucking say?
Let me give you the facts and you go check it out for yourself, bud. The people watching this. Continuing.
Infowars.com.
So aware of the camera. That's the beauty of it.
I know, isn't that correct?
Zoom in on the hand. I think he's giving him the middle finger.
That's the genius. This is some Crips and Blood shit right here. That's the A game.
No, but seriously, let me finish up with this information. You asked the question, let me give you the answer.
Because this is going to go out to people.
Dozens of people want to know what
everything you said is very credible, and if someone's on the fence, clearly this is going to push them over.
Yeah, don't check out.
They'll be fighting the New World.
I'm sure
Order.
Don't check W199. Anyways, Deputy FBI Director John O'Neill quit, released the document, and was dead on September 11th. Okay. And the documents out there, I had David Shippers on, General Parton, all these people. It was
he died on September 11th.
Yeah, he died on the 24th floor of the World Trade Center. He had just been hired.
He was on the trade.
He had just been hired by the owners of the Trade Center right after quitting. He thought it was a great deal. He didn't see the full scope. The Rockefeller family, along with the Port Authority, owned those towers, and had just transferred it 2 weeks before the attack, but he'd already been hired. His first day on the job, he was taken out. He's the guy that blew the whistle preemptively. It's in the New Yorker magazine, just one of the 500 publications. The New Yorker magazine, January 24th issue. It has a picture of the covers a snow landscape scene. That's just cover of the magazine in case you see it laying around at a dental office or something. For somebody watching this. But the point is, no, I'm serious.
Oh my God.
Well, you got about 20 people right here already.
No, but the point is, this is not BS, man.
Highlights.
I mean, look, Nero burned Rome to blame it on his political enemies. Hitler blew the Reichstag. Roosevelt let the Japanese attack Pearl Harbor. And George Bush...
George Bush helped Islamic fundamentalists.
George Bush and Bin Laden own an airport right here in Houston.
No, they do not. Hey, if you're watching this, that's fucking horse shit. They do not own it. They do not. His brother owns it. His fucking brother, who lives in fucking Saudi Arabia, owns Bin Laden's brother.
Bin Laden's brother died.
He might be right, but he's also drunk.
Bin Laden's brother died in 1989 in San Antonio, Texas.
The one that owns, the ones that own, fucking.
And that's what you heard on the local news.
And the two people that run that hate that shit.
Wait a minute,
There's two fucking people.
I thought you said his brother. I thought you said his brother just lived in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, but the two
I can tell you where his brother died.
The two people own the fucking airport. Hate that shit.
Bin Laden's brother.
Bin Laden's brother.
It's not true.
Those two people have been getting shit for months because of this shit.
Oh, Bin Laden.
Well, you know what? No, I know.
What about the Carlisle group? What about the Carlisle group getting half the?
Bin Laden also has a brother.
Two fucking hillbillies from Houston, Texas.
Well, let me say something. Nobody even hears this.
Bin Laden has a brother that's a student at Harvard that's never even met him.
Yeah,
he has brothers that have never met him.
What about the Wall Street Journal in March before the attacks, calling on the Bushes to get out of the Carlisle group, the biggest defense contractor in the world?
See what you just fucking you're not even fucking in. The two people that own that airport. The two people that own that airport. I don't know what their fucking names are.
You see the local propaganda pieces? Bush isn't with Bin Laden. It's not true.
These two people have to go through the shit that this guy fucking sells. These two poor people get shit all the time because of this guy and people like him who sling shit like this. It's not true. They have nothing to do with Bin Laden. They own a little piece of shit. And there's not even any jets there. They run these little prop planes. You can't even learn how to fly a jet.
You just now got
it.
I just now remembered. This is the same guy that tried to fight Alex once before.
Yeah. This is round 2.
He's been getting liquored up the whole night just waiting for this moment.
Yeah, they can't even fucking learn to fly a plane. They can't even learn to fly a jet in this fucking airport. It's a crop. Whatever. What you just said, Bin Laden and Bush own a fucking airport in Houston, Texas, and it's not even a fucking airport where you can fly planes. It's a fucking crop dusting airport.
Hey, sir, I just mentioned one of their thousands of interests. Since you're here in Houston, I've mentioned one of the little tidbits here.
Yeah, but that's fucking horseshit. That's part of the fallacy of
your information
the
is not correct. If you have 5 hours, I can dispute everything you just said. Sir.
I'm telling you, see, this is the type of thing. This is how you take little bits of fucking bullshit, grab pieces of something that might make sense somewhere, and you put it all together.
Why were 3 of the hijackers trained at the Pensacola Naval Air Base?
I have no fucking idea why they're fucking Islamic Jesus freaks, just like the cocksuckers who got wasted in Waco. And if that was the government, God fucking bless you. The more Jesus freaks we waste, yeah!
Like evil criminals.
What Jesus freaks was that? I was blank.
Fucking Jesus in Waco.
I forgot what we were on.
Public act.
Well, didn't they kill like a bunch of little Jesus freak kids? That's
yeah, but those fuckers would grow up to be Jesus freak fuckers.
Maybe they might have rebelled.
You mean the Jesus freaks that helped me change my tire?
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yes, please tell us more.
If you believe in God, you're a fucking idiot. That's the way it goes.
Well,
wow, what a sweeping generalization.
Thank you very much.
You call it me?
What the fuck?
You say me?
This is why we're gonna.
You just say I have sweeping generalization. You would listen to this guy for an hour?
Yeah, but that one was yours.
Double plus good. Double plus good.
Do that again.
You guys want to me?
Let me ask you this: why does anybody believe in God?
devolves into fist fight. That's what I see.
Stop. Why does anybody believe in God?
Because they're afraid of death.
You do. Oh, let's ask Fred. You believe in God.
Whose
Why do
side
you
do you
believe in
fight
God?
on here?
How could I not?
You couldn't I don't know why.
How could I not believe in I believe in a spiritual life force that
I don't like the way he looks. I'm gonna
Religion is ornaments hung on a tree or whatever. That's a bunch of lies that to force a society to enslave people to hold them back. Once you throw that off,
in almost every instance.
if you don't believe in something, you don't believe in yourself. If you don't believe in the life force that encompasses all, it doesn't matter what you call it.
Okay, so your version of God is a life force that's in every person.
I'm still working on it. I'm evolving it. But
why is it God? Why isn't it just energy?
Well, why is there a difference? The divisions are man-made. Those are man-made.
God carries a lot of fucking baggage, dude.
No shit. It's man-made baggage that's hung on. I'm looking for the truth, whatever it is.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why does it have to be some sort of spiritual?
All religion is
Why is it just energy? Is that possible?
Sure, it's possible.
I think we're racing hardcore towards.
But I think it goes both ways because I've had experiences and know people. I mean, I'll listen to anything, and I want to learn more. And I'm not going to make a sweeping generalization like there's no God. I can't possibly say something.
If anybody asks me, I say I'm never going to be arrogant enough to think that I have any idea what the fuck's real.
Right. I'm still learning.
If I'm not there, I don't know.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
Let's just
Priorities all of a sudden come.
Allah's my co-pilot.
No, I totally. I'm not going to assume.
life is not as good as pussy. If you have regular life, like whatever the energy is, it's not as
In
good
Joe's world.
as the best sex. The best sex is better than life.
The best sex is better than life. Isn't the best
It
sex
is.
part of life?
It's not really. It's an escape from life.
You can have a life with no.
It's not really a part of life, dude. It's an escape.
Hey.
It's like a really good.
But I'm saying if living your life.
Not about it, man.
It's like Return of the King.
I mean, how many monks right now are in a monastery having a good time without Joe Rogan?
Thanks.
Probably not a lot of them.
I had a good time.
Thanks for everything.
Thanks. See you in like 6 months or something. Okay.
And they're probably not monks.
My time, Chicago.
Yeah, Rob and Alex are probably hugging right now.
Yeah.
Making out.
Rubbing weenies together.
That's a new world order.
Careful.
Weenie rubbers.
They're in co-urinals.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad he straightened us out.
Rubbing their dicks together.
Wait, who's
Are we done? Is that what you're saying?
Alex did.
Credit on yourself.
See, nobody knows about this shit, dude. This New World Order shit, if it's not on CBS, NBC, or ABC, or in the newspapers, no one knows.
It'll be on Fox.
The people in the game on the field are waking up. That's what matters.
We just had a crazy conversation like that with Alex and 3 comedians and all these people, and it was very funny. Oh, I'm sorry. The New World Order is the idea that they want to have one order that runs the entire world and is like a puppet government.
Now let's go to that weird Greek restaurant again with the pancakes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Viva's?
Yeah.
Viva's Las Vegas.
All right.
Whatever, I don't know. A year ago. It was
There's my hotel room in Houston. There's my view. Rice University.